so excited to welcome to the Move Over Mama Couches today someone who not only makes us smile but the world smile, because she has made it her life's work to pass around the smile. And yes, that is a little clue. She's an actor, she's a writer, she's a podcast host, an influencer, and a new mum of the most adorable little baby that we just want to eat her cheeks. Now, you may know her from a little TV show called H2O. We are talking, oh no, Cleo. She is also the voice behind Pass Around the Smile, and she's going to teach us about gratitude, how to manifest like we have manifested her being here today, and of course all the tea about H2O. So welcome, Cleo Massey.
Oh my gosh. Can I just say it's so weird to see you off of my favourite TV show. Like you look the exact same.
You've not aged at all.
I was 11 when I started, so I'm 31, so thanks.
It's so weird. Like,
do you mind that we say, oh no, Cleo?
Not at all. I was at Pacific Fair the other day and I just hear this, oh no, Cleo, turn around, there's just a bunch of girls chasing me. I was just like, oh, it's everywhere.
It's everywhere at the moment.
I think Tyler Warwick, who did the Oh No Cleo on TikTok, I think is responsible for the resurgence of H2O, because it never disappeared, but it got quiet for a few years, and then all of a sudden Tyler put these things up on TikTok and like boom. My DMs on Instagram, like that other inbox when you don't follow them back, is full of just voice messages from random people saying, oh no, Cleo.
You have to make a reel, a TikTok, just playing them over. You have to do something with them.
I should actually.
Now, Millie, I'm sorry, I should be moving on over.
Yeah, please move over now, Mama.
So
hello,
cute.
Cleo.
Hi, Millie.
Was it weird, like, saying your name in, like, H2O, like saying, oh no, Cleo, even though that was, like, your name?
Well, yeah, Phoebe Tonkin and I would get confused because, the director or the producer or whoever would be like, Cleo do this or Cleo do that, and we'd both turn and be like, huh, yeah? So it actually was a bit confusing. And that was just a coincidence.
Yeah.
And that was just like, I'm a big believer, as we'll get to in this episode, I'm sure, in synchronicities, in signs, in coincidences. And that was a big coincidence, because it's not like Cleo is a common name, but I had, got the role and my sister's name was already Cleo. Like,
yeah,
that's how it was.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Yeah. Do you still keep in contact with your older sisters, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, we all live in different parts of the world, so I don't see them often. When I was living in LA, I'd catch up with Kariba a little bit, who played Ricky. I still talk to Brittany all the time, who played Charlotte. She's beautiful. Trent and I keep in touch, who played Elliot. And then the other girls too, like, we keep in touch on social media. But that's,
Elliot.
That's how it goes.
Elliot.
I love Elliot.
Oh, God bless Elliot.
I'm so excited, guys. I can't even stop talking. Okay, but the first question that I usually ask everybody is, what were you like when you were my age? And I'm 13. So if we can dive into the water. Let's not turn to mermaids. And I guess take a little snapshot of what you were like when you were my age.
It's a good question. And I feel like it's a big question, because I feel like there's so many different layers to it. And I guess I had a different childhood to many other children, or teens, I should say. So I feel like there was a part of 13-year-old Cleo that was just here to have fun, who loved playing make-believe, who, just saw the world through rose-coloured glasses, and who was just honestly just here to have fun. I love a laugh. I love a giggle. I love my girlfriends, and I still have the same group of girlfriends that I did all through primary school, all through high school. We're still best friends. So that was me at 13. However, there was the other side of me who was on a TV show that was broadcast to, millions of people around the world. So that came with a lot of judgment, a lot of cyberbullying.
Really?
Yeah, so much.
Wow.
Like my character, Kim, I wasn't the most likable character, as you guys would know. Like, I was the little bratty sister that everyone loved to hate. And back then, it was hard to gauge popularity back then from like a social media point of view, because social media wasn't even a thing.
Thank goodness.
Thank God. Honestly, oh my God, I'm so glad. But there was YouTube, and these little snippets of H2O would get uploaded and people would rip me to shreds. And I was 11 to 15. So when I was 13, I would come home and I'd tell my mum and dad I was going to my room to do homework, and I'd shut my door and I'd scroll through the YouTube comments and I'd just sit there and cry. Aww. And sometimes I'd go and get in bed with mum and tell her what I'd been doing, and then she'd, cry with me or support me, be with me. And mum brings it up now still, and I think it breaks her heart because, as it would, like you could imagine.
She didn't ban it or say you can't do that anymore?
I guess I was 13. Like I had my own laptop. I was in high school. So, she would encourage me not to do it, and she would say all the right things. But really, I just didn't think there was really a way to stop that. And I would tell her and myself that, okay, I won't go on anymore. I won't look at it because it wasn't helping me. But then it would come to me some other way, And I think Facebook, I remember Phoebe Tonkin had an iPhone, and I was like, oh, what is that? And she's like, oh, look, you can get like apps on it. And I was like, what's an app? And she's like, look, Facebook, it's an app. And she like got it on her phone and showed me, and I was like amazed. So like very quickly it was everywhere, and these comments were everywhere. And like some of them, like not often, but they would happen like at the shops or, just dirty looks from girls or so it was quite, that there was a part of 13-year-old Cleo who had to deal with all of that. And that was really hard. And, when you're 13, I was like getting pimples on my face. I was growing, like I was changing, and I was doing that on a show. And I was turning up, sitting in the makeup chair, and they're trying to like cover my pimples, or they're like feeling awkward because I've grown out of my clothes, or I need to wear a bra all of a sudden. So I was like kind of dealing with all of that.
Yeah.
As well as like just trying to go to school and be a normal kid as well.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
Wow.
Did the show protect you at all?
Look, I had a really positive experience on H2O. I have nothing like, it was the best introduction to the film and television industry that a young girl could get. I think because I was one of the youngest characters, my mum had to legally chaperone me. So mum was pretty much always on the set with me. But everyone, the cast and the crew, were particularly patient with me. They were kind with me. I had a tutor, and I'd go and do my schoolwork in the tutoring bus. They would, be very patient with me if I hadn't learnt my lines properly, like things like that. It really was very supportive. So they did protect me, yes, but I guess when it came to the cyberbullying stuff, I wasn't telling anyone either.
Yeah.
Like I just wanted to keep it to myself. And that was the other thing with mum too. Like she probably wanted to do more, but I wouldn't let her.
Okay.
Because I was like, I don't want to make this bigger than it is. I'm embarrassed. Or like I started to believe that these things that these people were saying were true about me. They would call me fat and ugly. They would tell me I had a 5 head. And I'm like, I know I have a big forehead. Okay, you don't need
Welcome to the club. We all have one.
We all have one.
Yes.
We all have big
We've got
foreheads.
big brains.
Yes,
like,
we
come on. So, I started to believe them. But I was so lucky to have a family and a group of friends there to remind me every day that those things that these people were saying weren't true.
Yeah. You're very close with your mum. Do you think it's because she was with you on set in an environment that brought you closer together? Because usually in teen years you start to separate, but you get to be with her every day.
Yeah, I think so. I think that definitely was an element that helped bring us even closer. And that's why I think I got like a little bit emotional coming and seeing you two doing this together, because it reminded me of me and my mum. And it's so nice that you guys have that, and it's so rare to be able to like work together and share these different like experiences together. It's just so rare, so it's so lucky.
I feel lucky. Sometimes Millie doesn't feel lucky.
Yeah, I mean, there sometimes are some, there are pros and cons, but mainly cons. Did you miss a chunk of school doing H2O?
Yeah. So for that 4 or 5 years that we filmed, I was sometimes, on set 5 days a week, but then say the next week I would have no days on set. And then the next week I would have 1 day on set. The next week I would have 3 days on set. It was very sporadic. So as I said, there was a tutoring bus and a tutor on set. So I would take my work to school. And I think sometimes the school and the tutor would like talk, and, but I still went to school as well. So that was like cool and also hard. And it did get hectic as well because I was sometimes like I'd have to be up at 3:30 in the morning. Dad would drive me to the studios. Mum would have to like get Joey, my brother, ready for school. Then she'd come like meet me. By then I'd had like my makeup and done rehearsals and got dressed or whatever. I'm on set and then we finish at like, I can't remember, 5. Like the sun was going down when we're coming home from Warner Brothers, and then I'd have to like log on to do my homework and learn my lines for the next day. And like I remember literally falling asleep in the shower one morning. I had my head on the glass and I woke up as I was sliding down the glass. So it was a lot.
Were you there for the whole night, like sleeping in the shower?
No, sorry. I went home,
Oh,
slept, woke up, got in the shower to go to set again, and literally fell asleep in the shower. So it was a lot, but it was like just so great. It was the greatest experience.
Yeah.
Were your friends at school like, wow?
Well, it wasn't really, it was big back then, but it was hard to gauge how big. Like it was so different back then because it's like everyone knew it was on Channel 10. And every Friday, like sometimes my girlfriends would come around and we watch it together or, you know, but it wasn't like now.
It's hard to explain to Millie because when she started watching it was when it was streaming.
Yes.
And then she would have a mermaid marathon and would put her little, am I allowed to say
Yes,
it?
you can say this.
She'd have a little mermaid blanket thing that she put her feet in. Yes. And she had the little like booby bra.
What was the booby bra?
Like
No,
the little
it's like
shell.
Oh, the shell bra.
things.
Got it.
And she just loved the show and she would just watch it and watch it. It was that and Elsa.
And I'm
it
pretty
was that
sure,
and Frozen.
like when I went through all of the seasons and like the last episode, I'm pretty sure I cried.
Yeah, she was.
I get that.
Yeah.
Because you were in the world, like, and it's so nostalgic for so many people. And I think that's like one of the main, other than the voice messages saying, "Oh no, Cleo."
Yeah.
It's the comment or the message of this show was my childhood.
Yeah.
This is so nostalgic for me because like H2O allowed people to escape into this world where there were mermaids and where it was fun and light. And like I was actually living in that world for 4 years.
Yeah.
So when it finished, it was like devastating.
Yeah. Did you, because you guys like were on set for like 5 years. When it like all started to wrap up, were you guys all like family?
Yeah, we were really close. It was really sad. Like the wrap party, everyone was crying.
Why did it wrap?
Jonathan, the producer, wanted to finish on a high. And as devastating as it was, I guess he knew what he was doing. Like, because really, I think H2O is still so respected and so loved. And maybe if we kept going, it would have died out.
Yes.
I don't know, but that's...
I get that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that with some other TV series that you'll get hooked on and then you're like, one season too many.
Yes.
And then you stop watching
Exactly
it.
That's
right.
with Friends. How I feel with Friends.
Yeah.
Like I love it, but there's just so many seasons.
It's overwhelming.
It gets so overwhelming.
It does, doesn't it? And it kind of loses you. So I feel like he did really know what he was doing. And also we were all like, Claire went off to the US, so didn't do season 3. And then by the end of season 3, it was like those girls were like in their early 20s, I think, hungry for more. And I was like in year 12. I think things were just changing and the storylines, maybe he saw that they weren't going to work as well.
Do you think they could bring it back? And you'd be like, mummy mermaids?
Do you know, I feel like this could be so funny. Like I might have to change to a comedy, but can you imagine there's like baby mermaids and you're like taking them to like swimming lessons. You're like, oh no, but I can't put them in the pool.
Oh no,
Because they'll grow a
Cleoette.
little baby tail, little indigo with a baby tail. Can you imagine?
I'm here for it.
But yeah, I'd sign up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you would?
Yeah, why not?
I reckon they should.
Do you remember like a scene that took like so many takes? Like so many.
I feel like I feel triggered right now.
Really?
Oh, okay. So season 3, we were filming outside and I had this line and it was I don't remember it. Couldn't remember it on the day. But it was something like, you know, Millie told Emily that Steph said to Claire that what's another name?
Yep.
That, you know, this person lied and then whatever. There was like a million names in this line and on this line, I had to move from this mark when Phoebe said this line, and then when my on-screen dad said this line, I had to land on this other mark. Like there was just so much to think of. I could not for the life of me get it. I kept stuffing it up. First few times, whatever, have a laugh, get back. But then the anxiety starts to rise. My chest starts getting tight. We had a crew of like 60 people. So I'm now holding up 60 people. And you know when you start getting in your head and you're like, I can't do it. Like there is no way I can do this. I've already stuffed it up so many times. So many people are waiting on me and I'm feeling my face go red. Like I just was an absolute mess. Anyway, I managed to get the line out on it was probably like the 15th take. And like it takes a lot. Like you guys would know it takes a lot to set up a take and reset and, you know.
Yeah.
I finally got it. My acting was terrible because I was just trying to get the line out, and then everyone cheered and I burst into tears. I was so embarrassed. And then you know what though, I actually think I haven't given this day enough credit in my mind, because I remember I went home and I was so humiliated, I was so embarrassed, but at the time I was reading The Secret, and if you don't know, The Secret is a book on the law of attraction, so manifesting. And I was reading The Secret for teens. And I was starting to learn about this concept that you could manifest what it is that you wanted. And that included if you wanted to manifest a good day and positivity, you could. So it's just learning about this. And I do remember going home and opening up this book because I had to be back on set the next day. And I was like, I cannot go back. Like I'm a hopeless actor. I don't have a brain. I can't remember things. I'm like embarrassed. I was holding up the whole set. I'm not professional enough. Why did they pick me for this role? You know, negatively spiraling. And then it would be one of the first times that I really put manifestation into practice, and I visualized myself having a great day on set and feeling confident and knowing that I was worthy and deserving of being there, and I had a great day on set the next day. So yeah.
That's so good. Oh my God. Do you have like a favourite scene that you did, or like a favourite season?
I have a favourite scene and a worst scene.
Oh yes.
Do you want to hear both?
Yes.
I figured you might. Favourite scene, do you remember when Elliot, Lewis and Kim were on the volcano ride at SeaWorld?
Is that volcano ride still?
No, it's gone.
Oh, maybe.
It's old school. Maybe you didn't even see it. But anyway, so we're on this ride and we kept stuffing, Trent and I kept stuffing up the take on purpose because we just wanted to keep going on the ride again and again and again. So naughty. And we did, and we got to go on the ride like 15 times and it was so fun. So that was like my funnest scene. My worst scene, do you remember the pelican?
Yes.
Oh.
I remember the pelican, yes.
I have a phobia of birds. And when I say phobia, it's not like, you know, when people are like, I have a phobia of spiders, like hee hee hee. I have a phobia of birds. Like I've had to be hypnotized. I've done psychology. Birds in general, not so much. Magpies.
Yep, scary.
Like bad trauma, being attacked, literally have done so much, to try and get over it. So pelicans, if it was a magpie, I would have literally had to say, no, sorry, I can't
do it.
Not a huge fan of being in a room with a pelican though.
Yeah.
And I had to be in a hallway and the pelican had to chase me.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there was like a bird handler there and stuff, but like I wanted to cry.
Yeah.
Oh, it was
Pelicans
scary.
freak me out too.
They're huge.
I think and their poop is huge. When I drive underneath the bridges that have got the big lights on them, like when you go over Currumbin Bridge and they're all there and I'm like, don't pull my car, you'll break the windscreen.
Oh, it would. It would. That'd be some heavy duty. Yeah.
How did you get the H2O role? Was it like an in-person, or obviously it wasn't self-tape?
Back then,
Back
yeah. Because everyone now that sits on the couch is, self-tape.
What was like the audition process like, and what was the expectation?
It was very interesting.
Yeah.
So I got sent the audition, and I remember just thinking, H2O just add water. What a weird name for a show. Like, and you know, you don't again know how big it's going to be, especially back then. It's not like we've got this audition and they've already signed with Netflix. It's like you've got this audition and this is the name of the show.
Yes.
You know nothing. Anyway, the audition was at Warner Brothers Studio though, so we were like, oh, okay, maybe it's something exciting. Mm-hmm. The description for the role of Kim was overweight Greek kid.
Oh, that's not you.
I walked into the audition room and there were these Greek beauties sitting there, like tan skin, beautiful, like dark, thick, flowing hair, just gorgeous. And I walk in, I'm sunburnt from the walk-in for a start to the studios. My blonde hair's all like tangled and matted from the wind. And I sit down and I look around and I'm like, what am I doing here? Like, why did I get this audition? Full of self-doubt, full of comparison, all of the things that happen when you step into an audition, unfortunately. And I learnt later on in life that even got more hectic when I was living in LA. It was just insane. So I went in and I did the script. So it was from memory. It was quite a short audition. It was like 2 pages of script or maybe 4 max. Was really happy with how I did, but I think I just kind of threw it away because I was like, I'm not going to get the role. Like I don't match the description. And back then they were a little more specific with descriptions. I think now it's a lot more like inclusive and, politically correct as well. But back then it wasn't. That's just the reality of how it was. Anyway, they said to me, if you get the role, you have to dye your hair black. And I was 11 and I had blonde hair. So to dye your hair the complete, like a really dark color when it's so light, that's scary. It's not something you do when you're 11, So I was like, I'll audition, but I'm not doing it,
Yeah.
And then we're driving in Miami. I still remember we were outside that Brian's Auto. Still remember the place. We're driving and my agent calls my mum and all I hear is my mum's responses. And she's like, oh, wow. She got the role? And I'm like, no, I don't want it. Tell him I don't want it.
Oh, because you didn't want to dye your hair.
I didn't care about the role. I was like, I'm not dyeing my hair black. Like I'm 11. What does that even? No one dyes their hair. What is everyone at school going to think? Like, oh my gosh, this is so terrifying. And then mum said on the phone, she was like, oh, and she doesn't have to dye her hair. And I was like, okay. Maybe I'll have the role. Maybe I'll do it. So it turns out that Phoebe Tonkin's real sister, Abby, looks exactly like me. Fair skin, blonde hair, yet of course Phoebe and her are real sisters. So they let me keep my natural hair and I got the role just like that. Even though, all odds were against me. It's like when something is meant to be, it's meant to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you ever on set with Link Lewis?
Yes, we did meet back in the day. Like I know Lincoln now from other, from the Gold Coast and lots of other events and stuff. But I think we did decide we did meet on H2O because he was he an extra?
Yes. Yeah.
But he was like a regular extra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we did meet on H2O.
Yeah,
but I was so young.
We had him on the podcast too.
Yeah, he's
he
so
was great.
sweet.
Yeah, he's really lovely. Yeah. When you started to get a little bit older, what was it like, I guess, going to parties, meeting boys with them knowing that you'd been on this TV show?
Well, it's funny.
For all the cast, really, I guess. We're talking about Link Lewis. Like,
yeah.
is it easy to date within the industry or...
Well, I was so young on the show, so I wasn't really dating at all.
Yes.
Like I finished a show when I was 15 and I was so uninterested. I was so uninterested in boys. I was so uninterested in dating. Me and my group of girlfriends, we were just like actually young, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's a time thing because now there's like TikTok and social media and these girls are dressing up to impress or doing like sexy dance moves. We were like doing the daggiest dances. We were doing sleepovers. We were so uninterested, all of us, in boys, in partying. However, I will say that as I did get older and H2O was finished but it was still out there, I remember, well, actually my mum reminded me just today when I was saying I was coming on this podcast and I was reading her a few of the questions and she said she remembers me crying and not so much about boys. This was about like friends. I was like, they only want to be my friend because I'm in H2O. And how do I differ like when someone is real and genuine or they're real? And this is not to do with my core group of girls. I've had the same core group of girls forever. They're still my best friends, so lucky. This is outside of that group. I struggled to understand if people had the right intentions with me, whether it was friends or guys, I guess. But I was very lucky in love. I met my husband when I was 17. And
same guy.
Same, yeah.
Wow.
So I don't have any like juicy stories for you because I was literally I finished school and then I was working at Boost Juice because I had to earn more money to pay for my flights to Sydney, my auditions, my acting classes. Like my money just got drained because it was, chasing this dream was expensive. And that in itself was hard because people would come up to me at the juice bar and be like, why are you working at a juice bar? Aren't you Kim? Or like, aren't you an actor? Like, why are you working here? And I would feel so defeated because I was like, I don't want to be working here. I want to be on a show, but I'm getting rejected every day from these auditions, you know? But Luke worked at Zaraffa's down like 100 meters and we used to call him Hot Luke. He'd walk past to the, you're like, yeah. He'd walk past to his car and we'd call him Hot Luke and we'd fight over serving him, like me and all my friends that worked at Boost. Like we were not good workers. We just had so much fun. And then one day he came in and I got to serve him and he was like, hey, can I get a banana buzz? And I was like, oh, you can have it for free.
You were not a good worker.
I was terrible. I was terrible. We actually, like, a heap of us got fired on the same day. And I don't blame them.
Whoa.
Then I would go down to Zaraffa's and then I would order a cream caramel, no cream, no coffee, and he'd give it to me for free. So we exchanged free drinks for a while and then I invited him to my 18th birthday party. And then the rest is history.
Now you have Indigo.
Baby girl.
I love
so
it.
Obsessed with her.
I love her so much. Yeah. Even like,
she's so cute.
My gosh.
She's so squishy.
You know those babies that are just like, you look at them like, I have so much like my self-control right now to not go up to your baby and just like grab it. It's insane. And I'm not a baby kidnapper. Just. So going back to your teen years, what did you like about your teens and what did you not like about them?
I think I liked that my teen years were so different and unique and I was lucky enough to have this like crazy, amazing experience that not many other teens would get, as in being on H2O. But then I guess we've already touched on it. I didn't like the negative side of that and the bullying and how that made me feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was hard.
If you could go back to your teen years and like do things that you could do and do things that you wouldn't do again, what would they be?
Would you not look at YouTube?
I'd like to tell you that I wouldn't look at YouTube, but it's like me now, for example, if I get a negative comment now, I still place too much focus on that negative comment. Mm-hmm. I could have 1,000 positive, beautiful comments and one negative comment and I focus on that one.
Yeah.
And I think that's just normal,
it's human
right? It's
nature.
just human nature. And so I would love to say I wouldn't look at YouTube, but even now I probably would. Although I don't go scrolling looking for hate now.
No.
I did do that. So yeah, I probably wouldn't go scrolling looking for it.
Yeah. When I started in the media and the rise of social media and being more contactable, so I started in radio. So you'd get a phone call every now and then that might be a bit funny, or you get handwritten letters. And I always laughed at that because I'm like, you've really put in time to write that you hate me and send it into the radio station or the television station. Okay. But it wasn't bad hate. It'd be like, I don't like the colour of the jacket you wore on the weather last night, you know. But when it started to happen, someone really great said to me about negative and positive comments. And I think this is something for everyone. And it's simply this: we're primarily built to look out for danger. And so that's why we focus on the negative. And so if we can just tell our brains, you're not in danger. This comment is not bringing danger into your life, and then you'll dismiss the comment. And it was the most powerful thing that
so true.
I embraced, that I do get obviously still terrible messages. Millie gets them. And now I just go, I'm not in danger. And then I pass through that comment.
And it just
and then focus on the good.
Yeah, that's really nice.
So just remember that. We're built to beware of danger, and that's why negativity can impact us.
Yeah, it's such a protective mechanism.
It is.
We grab to it to protect us.
Yeah. So I hope that helps.
It does. Thank you. I love it.
We're very proud of you. Was there ever like a time in your teens that you remember that you think back and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that. Or, oh my gosh, I can't believe I wore that.
My side fringe.
Excuse
it was
me?
hideous. No, you should have seen mine. It came from here, from right over the other side. It went down and then slicked across on top of my eyebrows. It was disgusting. And it was so in fashion then. Like it was cool. Mm-hmm. But looking back, like a
I blame
nice
girl
side,
bands.
like your
I
side
blame
fringe is
girl
nice.
bands. They all did it. All the girl bands started the side.
Was there ever
slick.
like a episode in H2O when it was like that?
No, they just had the front fringe always. Oh, actually, did I? Oh no, they moved on to the bangs, which they were okay. It was still like was not great because it was like the slick down bangs and then like curtains. You know, it wasn't like a nice wispy look.
Yeah.
But no, like, and the clothes they put me in. Phoebe and I remember we cried one day in the trailer because we both came in after getting our costumes for the day. And we both just looked in the mirror and cried. And we were like, oh my, like this is going to be broadcast to millions of people and we're wearing this. The outfits they put me in particular were actually so embarrassing. And oh my
It's the hard
God.
part of acting, isn't it? Realizing that you've got to put your ego to the side and
Don't you
be the
ever.
character.
You're talking about Phoebe like she's a sister. I'm like, oh my God, that's so cool. Did you like, did your voice for H2O like was forced? Like you had to act so Australian. Like,
It
or not act,
wasn't.
but like.
It really wasn't. And that's such a like good question. Because like now on TikTok it's so exaggerated by all the Americans and stuff.
Do you want to do it for us?
I don't even know what it is. Like, do I sound different now?
No, I don't know.
Like, you just sound, obviously, your voice has changed over the years. So, like,
Yeah, I guess I was a kid, so I probably had a bit more of like a high-pitched whiny voice. And I was a brat, so all of my lines were like whingy, I guess.
did you ever like take your character home and like act a bit like Kim?
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. Because like I had free reign. I could be a complete brat with no consequences all day on set. Like some of my lines, I remember the whole crew laughing because it was that episode where Cleo is like dating Jamie or Lewis or something, I can't remember. His character name wasn't Jamie anyway. And I say to my on-screen mum, but why? She's so ugly. Like Phoebe Tonkin. And I get to say, oh, it's like, she's so ugly. She's like one of the most beautiful girls on the planet. And the crew and I were just like laughing at the audacity of Kim. And I just loved that I got to I just got the audacity to do whatever I want, to say whatever I want. And yeah, I'd bring Kim home.
So then your mum would have to snap you out of it?
Yeah, mum and dad would be like, whoa, sis, like, you're not Kimmy now. You're Cleo, settle down.
Did you also have to be careful for like if you wanted a haircut, you had to be careful on that because, you know, you've also played another character. You can't change too much.
Yeah, I had to be careful with everything. And it wasn't just H2O. It was even like when I came out of H2O, I had this other agent who I thought were great at the time, and they were not. They would like really scare me. I was 18, right? And they would tell me to like never be caught with a drink of alcohol in my hand. So I'd be at these parties and like so scared that someone was going to take a photo of me, like hiding my cruiser behind my back. I'm 18, like I can drink. And yeah, so I was like held back in a lot of ways, whether it was like something I wanted to do to like my hair or I don't know, my eyebrows or what I wanted to wear. I was like, I felt like I was always being like watched and like judged and like, you can't do this. They even like this agency, they wouldn't let me get Instagram. And if I had got Instagram back then,
Yes.
I'd probably have like 1 million followers.
Yes.
Because
you would
people,
have.
but they held me back because they didn't understand.
People were
what was
afraid of
involved.
Instagram.
They were.
Yeah.
So afraid. So I guess they thought they were protecting me, but yeah.
Gosh, that's annoying. You've got amazing eyebrows, by the way.
Thank
Like,
you. They're from my dad.
I work at a beauty store that does eyebrows, and I look at everyone's eyebrows all day. It's like the only thing I can do. Like I'm fixated on it. And then here talking to you, all I can look at is your eyebrows. It's like,
Thank
just,
you.
like,
That's
perfect.
such a beautiful compliment.
They're just, oh gosh, I love them. Okay. Now, obviously, Mum and I are quite close, even off of the camera and everything we are. Close. What is your relationship with your mum? How you seem very close. Is it really special?
Yes, we are also very close, and it is very special. Yeah, I just like, she's my best friend. And now that I've had a daughter, it's like I've made another best friend for Mum and I, and the three of us are just like so close. And watching Mum like just be so obsessed with Indy it's just so special. And now mum and I are even closer, which I didn't even think could ever be possible. But we are, because she's now seen me become a mum, and it has made us though miss mum's mum, so my nan, even more. Like, we just so wish, but yeah, just the mother, the feminine energy. Yeah, we're very close. We do pretty much everything together, and I pick up the phone and I call her a million times a day, and a lot of those calls are very about nothing. Like, hey, I just put my cookie in the microwave, and she's like, okay. I'm like, well, I just thought you would need to know. If she doesn't answer my phone call, are you off it?
Oh,
if she doesn't answer your phone call,
I will call her, like, FaceTime and every single thing, like, a million times.
Yeah. She rings me while I'm on air, and I'm like, turn on the radio to hear that I'm talking, and I'll see her ringing. I'm like,
you get off it.
You know what
answer her.
annoys me even more is that if I ask her a question and she reads my message but does not message me back, the amount of question marks I will send in the chat until she answers. I'm like, hello, you read it? Am I supposed to, what am I supposed to do now?
I am your life.
Like, she's my chat GPT sometimes.
I love that. That's a beautiful compliment.
She actually is.
I am.
I feel like obviously any child is amazing, but if you were to have a boy, it just wouldn't have been special,
It's just different, I think.
I feel like boys for the second
It's just
one
a different
really
relationship.
good. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, they're just as special. I mean,
you're probably going through what I went through. Like, I think like, my mum's great too, but you do go through a period where you separate a bit from them. And then when I had Millie and realised how obsessed, I remember saying to my mum, were you as obsessed with me as I am with Millie? And she was like, yes. And I said, are you still obsessed with me like I am with Millie? And she said, no, I'm not as obsessed with you anymore. I'm as obsessed with Millie.
Okay, no joke.
It is rude.
Actually, no joke. Last night, Mum looks at me. She looks at me all the time. It's actually really creepy. But
I get it now, though.
She looks at me and she goes, Millie, do you think my mum looks at me and just think, oh my God, she's the most amazing human being like I do to you? And I'm like, Mum, I can't answer that. I'm not your mum.
But it's true, right?
But I get it.
Last
Feel
night.
it now, don't you?
100%.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to squish Indigo all day and kiss her and hug her and just want to smell her and all of that. And now I understand why mum just wants to hug me all the time and kiss me. And, as you're teenagers, you're pushing. I can see you rolling your eyes. You're like pushing her away, but you wait. You wait.
Okay, I'll
Thank
wait.
you.
I guess I'll have to wait. Now, let's talk about Pass Around the Smile. Congratulations. I'm pretty sure it's your 10-year anniversary.
Yeah, I had my 10th little birthday this year.
Wow. What inspired it? Pass Around the Smile.
So I was living between here and LA, and I was in the depths of trying to make this, acting dream a reality. I was doing everything I could. So I had got my O1 visa for the States. I moved over there even though I didn't want to. I just didn't fit in over there. I could only last a few months and I'd come home and then I'd go back and whatever. I did that for about 3 years. And I was just feeling so lost and so unfulfilled. I couldn't do this one thing that I so desperately wanted to do, and that was acting. I had these big dreams of landing this big role on a TV series or in a comedy film, and I was trying to manifest it. And I think what upset me the most was manifestation. This law, the law of attraction that I believed in so much, wasn't working. And I was just feeling so defeated. And I actually found that when I was back home, I was sleeping in on purpose so I'd have less of the day. That's how unfulfilled I was and down. I would ask mum, please let me take Joey to school today so I would feel fulfilled and a sense of purpose for the day. I knew there was something more for me, but I didn't know what it was. And what I found was I was forcing a dream that just wasn't meant for me anymore. And that was heartbreaking for me because I thought it was right for so many reasons. Because, I got this role when I was so young. I was so lucky. It's meant to be. I enjoy it. I'm good at it. And I wanted to prove to myself and prove to others that I could do it, and that all this hard work, that even, all the times that mum and dad took me to set, or they did so much for me. I almost wanted to as a thank you be look, I did it.
Yeah.
But I was chasing it for all the wrong reasons. And that's why the law of attraction, manifesting, it wasn't working for me because I was forcing something. And it wasn't until I was like, all right, something's not working. I have to let go. I have to trust the process here. I have to see what else is out there for me. I was like, okay, what's the only thing that's lighting me up at the moment? The only thing that was exciting me and inspiring me was what I was learning about the law of attraction and meditation and self-love. I was reading all the books. I was looking up like studies online. I was watching YouTube videos on like Wayne Dyer and all of these, like Bob Proctor. They're like, professors that talk about the power of the mind and gratitude. And it fascinated me. So I was like, I'm going to start a blog. I'm going to write about it, write about what I'm learning, see if people like it. I'm going to call it Pass Around the Smile. I'm going to start to spread love and positivity because I was craving hope. I was craving positivity. And I thought maybe if I learn all there is to learn about manifesting, I'll be able to manifest that dream role. So I started in 2015, Pass Around the Smile as a blog. Slowly but surely people started reading it. And it was lighting me up, but I had this like belief, I think, that or this idea that, because I was still auditioning like 3-4 times a week sometimes.
Wow.
And doing Pass Around the Smile on the side because it was just a blog.
Yeah.
And I had this idea that when I'd get my dream role, I'd just pass Around the Smile off. I'd just stop it. And I think I was like trying to trick the universe to be like, look, I listened to you. I'm listening to what you're telling me to do. I'm trusting the process. I've started this blog. I'm trying to spread love and positivity. But if my role comes along,
yes,
that's it. And like the universe knows. And when I had to say the universe, it's just an energy that I believe in. Like you don't have to believe in the universe or God or Buddha or anything to use the law of attraction. You don't even have to be spiritual. It's like we all have some kind of energy that backs us, and supports us. It's just energy attracting energy. Like there's literally so much science that backs it. But yeah, so I wasn't tricking the universe. So slowly but surely I kind of like was learning more, and then I got invited to speak at an event. She asked me to speak my blog and I was like, oh, what? She's like, we love what you write. Can you speak at our event about the law of attraction? I was like, okay. And then boom, as I was speaking at this event, it was like this, like, I don't know, something washed over me. And it was a feeling I hadn't felt since being on the set of H2O. And that feeling was fulfillment.
Yes.
And I was like, I've just found a passion again. And it felt so great. And from there, I started creating my own Pass Around the Smile events. I started speaking at other people's events. I created my own deck of oracle cards because my oracle cards were something that got me through that time. Like I would...
These are them? You brought them in for us?
Yeah, that's my very first deck of oracle cards I created, which are my most sacred and special because it was my first creation and I'm just obsessed with them. Like there's so much magic inside of them. When you ask a question, you will get the answer you need. Like I think because creating them was the easiest thing I've ever done. Like, yes, it was hard work, but it was passion-backed. Everything with Pass Around the Smile has been so effortless and so fun and so life-giving because I have just trusted the process and I'm finally living a life that I am meant to. And H2O helped get me here, yes, because of everything I learned and acting and all of that. And, one day I bet a dream acting role will come up, but right now, like I'm just so fulfilled in other ways. Like it's crazy. Yeah.
I love hearing that.
So you also have your own podcast, as we have kind of touched on. You talk a lot about manifesting, things about the universe, the law of attraction. Is there a way that you can teach us that?
Quickly?
Just like in a quick way.
I could talk about, manifesting for hours, obviously, but I think essentially the law of attraction is a law, just like any other law. So take the law of gravity, for example. So if you're to let go of that card deck, it's going to fall, right? That's the law of gravity. And we have no choice but to believe it's real because we see it happening, right? The law of attraction is the same. It's just a law. It's just as viable, but it's made up of energy. We can't see it. So we choose to believe that it's not real or that it's magical or it's woo-woo. It's too good to be true.
Yeah.
Because the law of attraction says ask, believe, receive. And that can seem too good to be true. And honestly, sometimes it is, because we are humans having human experiences. We have negative thoughts, we have limiting beliefs, we have fears. But when you work on your limiting beliefs and your fears and the things that are holding you back, if you want something and if you can visualize it and if you believe you are worthy and deserving, you will create it in your physical reality.
Yeah.
And I have had so many things in my life that I have manifested so specifically, like down to a T, that I have no choice but to know that I created that exact thing in my life.
That's awesome.
But then I've had so many times where I've tried to use the law of attraction and it hasn't worked. And every time I deconstruct it to understand why, and then I share it with my Pass Around the Smile community so we can all like learn together. So yeah, I'm very passionate about doing the real work within self and spiritual development, because there's a lot of fluff online about manifestation at the moment where it's like it could be really disappointing, where people are like, it doesn't work. And it's like, yeah, because you have to work through the uncomfortable stuff first to then live a life of your dreams and desires.
What is like a way I can like manifest like the law of attraction and like...
Okay, so the
Like
most
an
simple
example.
way, I would use visualization. So visualization is basically you're just daydreaming, right? You're seeing what it is that you want. So let's say that you want to manifest a particular, I don't know, dancing role, or a particular kind of person in your life, or a particular kind of job on Instagram, whatever it is. You decide what it is that you want, and then you visualize yourself living out that experience as if that experience is in your reality right now. And there's so much science that backs visualization. Like there's this thing that they've done in the past where they hook athletes up to, you know, all this electrical brain wire equipment. I don't know what it's called, but they get them to visualize successful competition. And what happens when they visualize themselves running successfully in a race, it stimulates the same brain regions that it does when they are actually performing that activity. So what you're doing when you are imagining yourself getting the good news from your agent, or, you know, meeting that person that you really want to meet, or getting the role, whatever, you're tricking your mind into bringing it into real life. So that, I think, is probably like the most simple way that I could explain it. And I've manifested so many things simply from just visualization.
Yeah.
I think Millie does it naturally. So
I reckon you do.
Do
I
I?
have no doubt.
Well, yeah, you came to me and said, Mum, could you ask Cleo to come on the podcast?
I've actually wanted you on for so long. It's like,
And
like it's
I
not
was
even,
like, oh, yeah.
I remember when we were at, it was like the Crown, like the spinning.
Oh, yes, I
restaurant.
saw you guys there.
Yes.
The
I
restaurant.
remember you there, and then I was like, Mum, that face looks so familiar. She goes, yeah, that's actually Cleo Massey. She was like, hey, sure. I'm like, you're joking? Yeah, and I was like shaking and everything.
Oh.
And I don't know if the podcast was like,
Podcast wasn't going then, but
it
we
wasn't
were just
going, but it
starting
was still, it was in my mind. And I was like, gosh, if I could be friends with her, holy moly.
No, and then Millie and I wrote a massive list of every person that we'd want on the podcast. We just sat down one day and we wrote down, and your name was on it all the way back then.
Oh, wow.
So that's manifestation,
It is
Millie.
manifestation. And the law of attraction is always working, whether you know how to use it or not.
And I
If
think you
were-
liked something, or then how it all ended up.
I commented
Yes.
on you put up like a milestone or
Yes.
something. And I was like, oh my God, so cool.
And then I
Yeah.
went, ah.
And I was like, oh yeah, I'll come on.
So that's it, right?
That is
we've met you,
manifestation.
we've written your name down, and then not knowing how to contact you, you write to me.
100%. You created it.
See that, Moo?
Can you explain these cards for us?
Okay, so I have 3 adult decks, so that's the first one. So basically with oracle cards, anyone can use them. So you don't have to be spiritual or woo-woo or anything. In the booklet, you'll see that there's like questions that you can ask your cards. So you can ask your cards specific questions like what's coming up for me, or what do I need to know about this particular person or this particular situation. And why I wanted you and your mum to share the deck is the decks hold so much special energy, and you'll see in the booklet, it will tell you how to like prepare the deck. So you want to both touch every card, put your energy into the cards. Like they really are, they're so magical. And you will get the same card popping out over and over and over again. So growing up, Mum and I, as I said, shared a bunch of oracle decks. And during that hard time that I was telling you guys about, I would pull writer, spiritual healer, and what was the other one? Writer, spiritual healer, and speaker. over and over again. And I would get angry at the cards. I remember being like, this is not what I want to hear. I want to
Yes.
get the cards about like acting and congratulations and you're on the right path, because I didn't want to change because I was so fearful of like judgment of, and I was feeling really jealous as well. And I think jealousy is a big emotion that stops us from
Yes.
moving in the right direction for us, because we're looking at like, the sides. We're not looking straight ahead. When we're comparing through jealousy, we're slowing ourselves down completely. And I think I was doing that. But all the signs were like in my face, like, Cleo, trust the process, try this, listen to us. And they kept popping out. So you'll find that these cards will keep popping out with the same card until you learn that lesson, or until you listen,
Yes.
or until you do that thing. Like there's a forgive card in there, and I can't remember what the particular situation was a couple of years ago, but there was someone that I needed to forgive, and it just kept coming out. I would like walk into the room, I'd get the deck out, and it would like shoot and fly across the room. And I was like, ugh. And then I like forgave that person, and it never came out again.
Love it.
Do you have any tips for me on podcasting? I love advice, and I guess anything that you've learned along the way that I can implement.
I think as long as you're speaking about things that you're passionate about and speaking to people that resonate with you, and that you're not just getting guests or speaking on a topic because it's like trending or because it's cool, or I don't know, you need to be passionate about it, and you need to stay truthful to who you are, to your values and beliefs, and then it will flow. And I think, the amount of listens, it doesn't matter. Like you could have one person, if you change their lives, like you've done your work, And I think I would say just be as vulnerable and as open as you can, because that creates connection and a community. Like I have built the most beautiful community with Pass Around the Smile, which I almost feel like is like a reward for like the yucky community that I had like on YouTube that used to bully me. I've now got the most beautiful, supportive, loving community on Pass Around the Smile because of how I show up on the podcast. So if you show up as you authentically, be vulnerable, honest and open, people will love you and they'll resonate and you'll help them.
That is great advice.
Thank you so much.
So great.
If you could give my teen listeners any advice for surviving the teen years, what would you give them?
I think looking back for me, I sweat the small stuff. Like I did sweat the small stuff too much. And really life doesn't have to be that serious all the time. Like the little things that you worry about and that you stress about, they're probably really not worth it at the end of the day. And what you're doing is you're wasting your beautiful, precious energy that could be spent like laughing with your friends or loving your family or putting your energy into something you're passionate about. You're taking these small things, worrying about them, making them bigger than they are, creating, anxiety in your mind, cloudiness in your mind, therefore blocking your manifestations and not enjoying your life.
Yeah.
I think look back at I personally look back at all the things that I have worried and stressed about in my life. But right now, I am so happy and fulfilled. My loved ones are safe and I love what I do. And I'm like, so why did I worry so much? Like, what was I worrying about? None of it actually mattered. So I think really just don't sweat the small stuff. Like, yes, life can get serious and there are some things that you really do have to honor your emotions. If you're feeling guilty about something or negative about something, move through it and understand it. Don't just push it to the side. But if it's something small that you're making up in your head, that you're, creating assumptions like this person hates me because I did this, or this person's going to judge me, whatever, it's not worth it.
Yeah. That's so true. And I can agree. I do that a lot.
Overthink?
I overthink to the max and I care a lot about what other people think of me. And I know I shouldn't. And I tell people that they shouldn't think about what other people think of themselves. But then I do the exact same thing.
Really, that exactly, showing up like that. Do you know how many girls would listen in and resonate and feel so heard and seen and supported by what you just said? Huge.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
She's a clever girl.
You are.
Now, if you could go back and talk to your teen self, what would you tell her?
I think it would be the same message. I
Yeah.
really think it's powerful because I did this inner child meditation not too long ago. And if you don't know what an inner child meditation is, it's basically you go back to that inner child version of you who knows no limits, who hasn't seen anything negative yet or doesn't understand that heartbreak is real or whatever. It's that small version that we all have inside of us that was once 5 and saw the world as this like amazing, incredible place, and that's it. And you played, you know, imaginary friends and whatever. So I like connected with that version of me, and she was like maybe 5 or maybe 8, and she looked up at me, and in the meditation I looked at her and I told her, your dreams, like it's not going to work out how you hoped.
Yeah.
And she looked back at me and she said, why would I care? I don't care. Why are you so worried? Like, why aren't we just having fun? And I think it just comes back to that. Have fun. Like, just enjoy life. Enjoy the process of getting to where you want to be. Like, just doesn't have to be so serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
So good. Now, this or that. Do you know what this or that is?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah. Of course. I read it.
Just don't think. Just
think.
like pick, you know? Okay. Mermaid tail or legs?
Mermaid tail.
Yeah, I agree. Red carpet glam or comfy hoodie on the couch?
Lately, just because I'm a mum, I want a red carpet glam.
Yeah.
I want to get dressed up again.
That makes sense. An acting set or a podcast studio?
Oh.
Podcast studio.
Really? Wow.
I know. Yeah. And this is all part of my growth too.
Oh, well
Younger
done.
Cleo would be like, what?
Yeah.
But here you are still in this studio too.
Exactly.
Juice from the Juice Net Cafe or a coffee?
Juice.
Yeah.
I hate coffee.
Same.
And my husband owned a coffee shop for ages. Like, it would be good if I liked coffee, but
It actually would.
no.
TikTok or Instagram?
Instagram.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I'm a bit older than you.
And that's how this and that.
That's
Oh,
this and that.
that's fun.
So to end, we'd love you to get into our little fortune cookie
Oh my
jar
God. Okay.
and read out your fortune and see whether your fortune relates to what we've spoken about today.
Feel heat on one, I'm sure. Yeah, we got it.
You got it?
I love this, guys. This is so exciting. Okay. I didn't put that down. We want to keep them fresh. Okay. Oh, she's stuck. Okay. Beware of a schemer with a smile.
That doesn't relate, does it?
Is that saying like beware of someone that smiles a lot?
But it's the smile.
Like,
And you'll
it's so
pass
crazy
around
that it
the
says
smile.
the word smile, but I feel like
Pass around a smile?
But the schemer is a mean thing.
yeah. Beware of.
Oh no, you're going to leave this
Okay,
podcast.
what if we can turn this into a message? What if this is talking about toxic positivity? Because I am very passionate about toxic positivity, and it's a good thing for young girls.
Yeah.
Because I feel like there's a lot of noise on social media these days where it's like hustle culture. You know, you got to be so positive. You got to smile all the time. Show up for yourself. Like go, exercise, go to school, study, eat healthy, be the best version of yourself. Don't stop. Don't give up. Girl boss.
You just sound a little like Kim.
Kim's back. Yeah. She's back, baby. But I think that can be really dangerous because we can't be positive 100% of the time, and we shouldn't aim to be positive 100% of the time. Like, we have 50 to 70,000 thoughts a day. Some of them are going to be negative, and that's okay. That's normal. I think maybe we can, you know, put a spin on this and just say you don't need to aim to be 100% positive and smiley all the time. It's actually healthy to acknowledge when you're feeling jealous or, you know, you're hating on yourself, low self-worth, you are judging yourself or worrying about what other people think of you. That's okay. That's normal. But talk about it with someone, deal with it, unpack it, and then move on and get positive.
Yeah.
Like
Love
then,
it.
you know, and the hustle girl boss culture, I think, like, what about relaxing? You know, like, I'm all for going for your dreams and working hard, but work passionately hard. Like, don't force it. Make sure it feels good.
So read it one more time.
All right. So it says, beware of a schemer with a smile.
The fact that it says smile though.
The fact that it
freaky.
says smile is huge. And hey, I
Yeah.
think we spun it.
Yeah, you spun it well.
Yeah.
And I love it.
I hope we can spin it.
Cleo, thank you so much for joining us on the podcast. You have passed a smile onto us. We've smiled the whole way through.
Yes.
So your
Thank
life's
you.
work is paying off. We're so grateful. And yeah, we'll probably journal that tonight.
Good girls.
We will manifest more.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. It was really, really special.
Now, if you don't already follow Cleo, you can follow her on her socials. It's just Cleo Massey or Pass Around the Smile. And please swap from us to listening to her podcast as well if you haven't already. It's called Pass Around the Smile. You'll learn so much from her as you have done today. And if we could ask you a big favour, please, we'd love to manifest you subscribing to our podcast and maybe even leaving a little review. It will help us so much so we can pass around this podcast. We'll see you next week.
Move over, Mama! With Emily Jade and Millie Valentine. My name is Teddy James. Thanks for listening. See you next week.